Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be talking about, did the Patriots rebuild a Super Bowl contending team? Let's get into it. In case you guys didn't know, the Patriots currently have rebuilt their roster in one offseason to go from one of the worst rosters in the NFL to what seems like could be a Super Bowl contending, at minimum, a playoff contending team. First, we'll be going over everyone that they lost in free agency and the impact that could do to their team. So first, they traded Marcus Cannon and Ryan Izzo to Houston. Marcus Cannon was their starting right tackle. He was pretty decent. He was starting quality, but I think, he was aging. His contract wasn't most desirable for them, so I think it was probably a good trade for him. Ryan Izzo is the third string tight end. I see no problem with trading him. I forgot what they got in the trade for Ryan Izzo, if I'm gonna be completely honest, but I don't think it was anything big. He's a third string tight end. Get whatever you can for him. They lost Joe Thuney. He signed with KC on a 5-year deal. I think it's a bigger impact than what we're gonna expect. They did trade for Trent Brown, which signals to me they're gonna kick Isaiah Wynn into left guard, because Isaiah Wynn is obviously built to play left guard as well as left tackle. Adam Butler, the D tackle, signed with Miami. They replaced Adam Butler with Davin Gadshaw, I believe is how you pronounce it. Bo Allen was released, Marquise Lee was released, Patrick Chung retired, Dante Moncrief signed with Houston. He actually opted out of last season, so didn't really lose anything. And Brandon Copeland signed with Atlanta. People that they re-signed in-house: Cam Newton, a 1-year, $5 million contract that can go up to $14 million with contract incentives. I think the smart re-signing. Give Cam another year in the system. It's cheap. Low risk, high reward. They could still draft someone in round 1. There's rumors that they really like Justin Fields, and they have the trade ammunition to trade up to pick number 2, number 3, number 4, whatever they got to do to get Justin Fields if needed. They re-signed Deatrich Wise to a 4-year, $22 million deal. Deatrich Wise is a pretty decent pass rusher. Only paying him around $5.5 million a year. I think it's a pretty low risk, signing. Keep one of the locker room guys that really profound Patriots way player. Justin Bethel, a 3-year, $6 million contract. One of the absolute best gunners in the entirety of the league. Great special teamer. Nick Folk, a 1-year, $1.6 million contract. He did pretty decent as a kicker this year. He's been in and out of the Patriots for the last 2 or 3 years. He's due to injury, just trying to find the right kicker after Gostkowski. But Nick Folk signs another contract. Center David Andrews stays a 4-year, $19 million. I like this deal. I like David Andrews in this system. I think it's, they also re-signed Ted Karras. And Ted Karras and David Andrews, I don't think they're going to compete for the job. I think it's clearly David Andrews. But Ted Karras is going to be a really good depth piece who can start if needed. And they re-signed running back James White. I thought James White had a chance to go into Tampa Bay to re-up with Tom Brady, but he re-signed with the Patriots for $2.5 million. Versatile receiving back. I guess it's good for them. Now here's everyone they added via trade or free agency. Trent Brown, they traded for from the Raiders, and they re-signed him to a 1-year contract. They reconstructed his contract. They signed Jonnu Smith to a 4-year, $50 million contract, and they signed Hunter Henry, tight end, to a 3-year, $37.5 million contract. Wow. Bringing back the Robert Gronkowski and the Aaron Hernandez, tight end duo, but this time Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. They also signed Matthew Judon, linebacker / pass rusher. I think he perfectly fits that system of what Kyle Van Noy did. And speaking of Kyle Van Noy, they re-signed Kyle Van Noy to a 2-year, $13.5 million contract. He got cut from Miami for cap reasons. I thought he was one of the few players that they wouldn't touch, but he got cut, right before free agency started. Really big surprise. But he re-signed with the Patriots, and the Patriots get the comp pick due to him leaving, and he signed a pretty good contract with Miami. So they get a comp pick on top of Kyle Van Noy. Davin Gadshaw, as I said, signed for the Miami Dolphins, a run stuffer. Cornerback Jaylen Mills from the Eagles to a 4-year, $24 million contract. This is a little bit of a weird signing in my opinion. I thought their secondary was stacked. They still got Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson, Jonathan Jones. I believe his name is Jonathan Jackson. I think it might be his name. But their secondary is very good. Patrick Chung did retire, so maybe Jaylen Mills is supposed to be, the Patrick Chung replacement-esque. Two surprise signings here: Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne at the wide receiver position, 2-year $26 and 3-year $22.5 respectively. Nelson Aguilar had a career year in Las Vegas last year, and after leaving the Eagles, he shined with the Raiders and now gets a chance to continue with the Patriots. Amazing payday for him. Kendrick Bourne, from what I've seen on Twitter, a lot of 49ers fans don't like him. He's good for 500 yards and 2 touchdowns a season, they say. But I think with Bill Belichick, that's really, they don't need a flashy number 1 receiver. They just need a good core of rotational players. It's always what they've done with the wide receiver core. Even with Danny Playoff Amendola, Chris Hogan, Julian Edelman, those were never star receivers, but they had a really good rotation. And I think this is what this is the replacement to them. Trying to get that good rotation back. They got really good receivers. Julian Edelman is still there. Gunnar Olszewski, the undrafted rookie from 2 years ago. I can't remember his name right now, but getting that rotation back of good receivers. Obviously, N'Keal Harry's still there. But there are rumors that they might trade the former first-round pick. Other teams have been interested in him, but if they don't trade him, I still think he's a good 50-50 receiver. Moving on, Henry Anderson, a 2-year $7 million contract, adding more to the pass rush. Montravius Adams and Raquan McMillan, both linebacker pass rushing specialists. I don't really have an opinion on those. I think that's really good depth. But in the span of one offseason, the Patriots have gone from missing the playoffs to Super Bowl or bust, it feels like. I still think they're going to draft a quarterback in the round 1. Cam Newton only signed a 1-year deal. They don't really have an option behind him. They've tried out they've tried out the rotational quarterback, the bridge quarterbacks. They tried drafting a quarterback. It hasn't worked out. I think they just need to go for the big first-round talents instead of these 5th, 4th, 3rd round talent guys. But just go for the big. Justin Fields, trade everything you can to get Justin Fields, have him sit behind Cam Newton for a season, learn this offense, and move forward with him. But if the Patriots miss the playoffs, I think it's gonna be a big disappointment. If they make the playoffs, it's what we expect. After missing the playoffs, they're in the division still, where the Jets are in a major rebuild. The Dolphins are in question marks. Is Tua even the guy for the future? And obviously the Bills, they could always regress. I don't think they're going to regress. I think they're going to still maintain the number 1, spot in the division. But the Patriots are still hoping to take that back after, going 7-9, 6-10, something like that. What I do feel bad, mostly just for Patriots fans, because, they were hoping that, Cam Newton wouldn't come back after only throwing 6 touchdowns. But he did rush for the most touchdowns as a quarterback in the league last year, which is, in a league with Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, all these mobile quarterbacks, even Kyler Murray. The fact that Cam Newton, still in this age, can rush for the most quarterbacks, most quarterback touchdowns in the league, it's something to look forward to. It's something to look forward to, and I look forward to see what the Patriots can do. I'm not gonna say they're gonna win the Super Bowl, but I think they can easily be, that 6th, 7th seed. Give one of the top seed teams a run for their money, and I'm excited to see what they can do next year. But if you guys did like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload next. My link tree is in the description. Click that to be notified. You can see all the socials I'm active on. I've been posting a lot more on Twitter. I'm pretty active on everything. I'm trying to get back into the TikTok game as well. But if you guys did like this video, comment, subscribe, like. I'll see you later. Peace. Bye.